You can't keep getting away with it! You can't keep getting away with it!
The GTA 6 pre-orders went live technically earlier this morning, but I'm just gonna say yesterday. The pricing for the game was announced. If you guys are seeing this, I'm gonna assume that you know about the pricing. It's listed at $80 for the standard edition and $100 for the ultimate edition. Now I'm gonna be honest, the pricing isn't the issue. I was prepared to pay the $100 either way it goes, so I figured it's not as bad as it could have been. And I know that's not a great approach to take to it, because I know a lot of other AAA games and probably even smaller budget games are going to try to steal that approach, but it is what it is in that regard. I'm going to be talking about that in another video, because I actually believe that GTA 6 and the Ocarina of Time remake for the Switch 2, those are going to be the last two games that I purchase for a very long time. But like I said, that's not the topic of today's video. Today, I want to talk about the fact that GTA 6 is not going to have a disc on release, or for the foreseeable future. For a lot of people, especially a lot of like big YouTubers and the Rockstar shills that people like to call them, I don't really subscribe to that messaging, but they are completely discarding that information. Like, they don't care that the biggest game of all time isn't gonna have a disc attached to it. And for gamers like me that grew up buying used games or pre-owned games, that's kind of a big shock and a big adjustment that a lot of gamers are going to have to make. If you remember back to the announcement of the Xbox One, I believe it was, or maybe it was the Series X, but Microsoft tried to get away with the whole no used games thing, and I feel like that's one of the things that pushed everyone to the direction of the PlayStation 4 and 5. I remember Sony even like making a mockery of Microsoft in one of their presentations. I believe it was E3, but they making a joke about game sharing, and they just took the physical copy and handed it to one of their friends, and I thought that was pretty funny. But the relevance to this is there was a big online discourse and argument, and I'm seeing a little bit of that now, but not nearly as big as it was for Xbox. And I just wanted to point out some of the hypocrisy there, and for people picking and choosing the companies that they support or allow to get away with stuff like this. And a lot of the comments on these videos and on like Reddit posts and other online blogs, I'm seeing a lot of people say that they are not gonna pay the $80 or $100 to basically rent the game, and I feel them. Like, I understand. My biggest issue with the whole digital games only thing, not only with the fact that the companies or whatever control the price, those prices literally only have to go on discount when they choose to, though they are not set by the market. So those prices can be $100 for the next 10 years. You know, Nintendo famously never likes to drop their prices, but we could be seeing that with the shift that's coming in gaming, and I'm not too sure if I can get on board with something like that. An excuse or a reason for the game not shipping with the disc that people are giving online is that Rockstar's taking this approach in order to mitigate or limit the amount of leaks that could come with GTA 6. We know it's a big product. We know that everyone wants to play and buy the game, but there has to be a better way of doing this than just not giving us a disc. I know that not having a disc is more cost effective for the company, and we know business and we know business people, they're out to make as much money as possible, and that's okay to a degree. But my biggest concern with, like people said, renting the game essentially, is the idea that they can pull the game from your library without notice or with notice at any time. We've seen this before in gaming with High Guard and Concord and probably many other games that I don't know about, but whenever that company decides to pull the plug or turn the servers off for that game, it's over. I just don't like the idea of paying $100 for something and them being able to take it from you at any moment. I didn't even mention the backlash that Nintendo faced for game key cards and how so many people couldn't get on board with that. But this is just like 10 times worse because at least there was something in the Switch cases. But I've said all I need to say, so thank you so much for watching this video. If you guys did like it or you want to hear more from me, go ahead and like the video and subscribe. Also, let me know in the comments, do you think this is the direction that gaming is headed? I will mention that there is some speculation that there will be a disc dropping at a later date. So I just want to mention that. We don't know how true that is, but hey, you never know.
Start by telling me how you got this.